Hey guys, all right. Just want to cut right to the chase. Basically, we're talking about lending programs. I know someone asked me to go over Lendex, which I will in this video, and there's a bunch of other ones like this one, Monetize Coin, LoopX is lending, BitAi is lending, Chrysos Coin is lending, BitConnect was lending. So there's a bunch of these things coming up that have to do with lending, and you want to know what's going on. Well, first things first. I'm not promoting this. I'm not affiliated with this in any way. I'm not telling you to invest in this. Basically, I invested a little bit of my own money to get 100 coins, which the ICO hasn't started yet, so I don't have the coins, but you'll see the money in my wallet there. Just so I can provide a full review. So the ICO starts at 3 in the morning tomorrow morning, so that's tonight. So I'll try to get the coins at that point. And there's some interesting stuff going on, but let's just go to their website first. All right, Monetize Coin is smart money. Right off the bat, they're using like buzzwords and things like that. What is Monetize Coin? It's the world's most advanced monetization and lead generation system. Okay, it's not just another lending platform, it's a new generation of lending platforms. We'll see this type of terminology a lot. So I like what they go into a little bit as I go down the page a little more, what makes us different, than the rest. I don't know, different to the rest. I don't know if the rest think you're different, but if you're different than the rest, then that's pretty interesting. Well, let's see what they have to say about that nonetheless. They'll never put a hold on your crypto. If you decide you no longer want to be involved in the ICO, simply click the withdraw button and an outgoing transaction will be generated for you immediately. Now, I like this. I don't like these ICOs where they hold your money hostage until after the ICO is done, because who knows if this website is going to still be up after the ICO is done. They could pull a Knox coin and just shake and leave. So I don't like that, but yeah, good. That's a good point in these guys' favor. We give you a choice of how to pay and how you want to get paid. I saw this. You can either accept Bitcoin or Ethereum, or you can accept tokens from their platform, the Monetize Coin themselves. And other lending platforms claim to use cryptocurrency volatility trading bots. While we're sure that it's possible to generate returns using this kind of system, we find it highly unlikely that any of these exist on the large scales claimed by these platforms. Now, this is what I basically want to get into. Let me go ahead and highlight that a little bit. Because all these lending platforms that I named claim that they're using some type of AI bot, and they're doing like arbitrage trading, or they're doing volatility trading, and it's all done by the bot and they don't have to do it manually. And I think maybe that is the goal, but a lot of times these guys don't probably have that system set up, or they get in over their head before they can actually build it, or who knows what happens. So what ends up happening is, I think a lot of these places fake it till they make it, and in that time it's basically a Ponzi program, a high yield investment plan. Basically, you lend with them, they hang on to your currency, and they pay the next person their 40% or whatever they promised from your holdings, and the person below you pays from their lended currency up to you, and it keeps going and it keeps going. That's why they encourage you to relend, and that's how Ponzi scheme works. So you can check that out and see. There's people who look for these programs though, because they do pay out. Now this one in particular, it got very popular. They sent out an email right here saying, hey, we launched the pre-ICO last Friday and we're overwhelmed with the response. We're trying to do the pre-ICO for 10 days, to build momentum through online marketing. Didn't go as expected because the pre-ICO sold out within a few hours. We didn't fully understand the power of having a YouTuber make a positive video about our project. So they basically have a cult following already going. So what this tells me is that there probably will be some value for the whole pump and dump scene. So 35 cents. Oh, and if you keep reading, it goes to say that, all right, so to make things better for people who weren't able to get coins, long story short, we're going to keep the price at 35 cents for the first 3 rounds, not just for the pre-ICO. So that's pretty good. That's why I'm like, all right, I can afford to throw away 35 bucks to see how this whole thing works out. But basically, I wouldn't lend with them. Not me personally, because I just told you how I think those lending programs work. The ones that I'm going to lend with are BitAi. I like that. I'm not totally sure if I'm going to lend with LoopX yet, just because they're not providing a lot of information right about now, but their marketing and their whole little strategy is genius, so I do expect them to do well. But BitAi sends updates, and I'll go into BitAi in a second. But they send updates and show us what they're actually up to, so that's pretty good. So all right, back to Monetize. You know, they're saying they're not a Ponzi. They're saying they're not like these other cryptocurrencies claiming that they have a bot when they really don't. So what do they have? They say we've built a real revenue generation system with a team of developers, blah yada yada. Okay. How do you generate return for investors? We offer both lending and staking. We do not offer mining, as our coin is a ERC20 token and mining doesn't work for our business model. So I just got into lending. They say they throw around terms like high daily dividend return and whatnot, and they say monetize bot, even though they just got through talking about they don't have a bot. But I think they're talking about this other product that they have. They call it the monetize bot, and it sells advertisements based on user browsing data. So like when you search for something on Google and then you see an advertisement for it on Facebook later, they're saying that they're responsible for that with their monetization bot. So that's where the lending money apparently goes to. Once we look into the white paper, it'll probably talk about this a bit more. So it goes to fund that project, and then the profits earned from that go back to you in the form of your interest. So I'm not sure how true that is, but that's exactly what they're claiming. You could check it out for yourself if you want. Like I said, they have a minimum purchase of like 100 tokens, and at 35 cents, that's $35. It's not too bad. And then they have staking, just hang on to your tokens and they accrue in value. So I'm like, all right, cool, whatever. Let's swing over to the white paper. The monetized bot automated traffic arbitrage system was developed for a large online casino back in 2008, starting with a team of 2 developers and an online marketing specialist who left the company to take the idea further. With full transparency and a real-time view of our traffic trading system, you can see the investments work for you. Okay. I mean, I would like to see that. We haven't seen any evidence of that, but they're saying that we'll be able to see that. That's pretty cool. And 2008 was quite a while ago, 10 years in the making. So since 2009, our UK-based team has grown and the system has been developed significantly. We now have an in-house team of, you know, all these guys. All right, great. How we're different. We just went over how they were different. And how does the monetized bot work? Now, this is a whole like few paragraphs basically telling you about their advertisement program, about the searching and it showing up on other platforms, this and that. This is the future of online marketing and we are at the forefront of it. They're saying they're responsible for most of those things. Token specifications, maximum supply 12 million, so not a lot. That's similar numbers to other coins that have been successful in the past, like Devore coin, which I suspect is a Ponzi scheme, but it did that well. So like I said, there's people who look for high yield investment plans because they want to pump and dump, or they want to get in as early as possible in the lending so that it doesn't matter if they ever get their capital back, because the interest they made was more than enough profit to cover that plus a little bit more. All right, pre-ICO sale, initial coin offering. We don't need to see all that because they're extending it and keeping the price like that. So let's swing over here. I liked it. You know, I signed up. I'm here. I liked it. I thought it was kind of cool because when I deposited money, it showed up immediately. Like a little alert came up like ding, you know, this is being processed, and then ding, it's available in your account now. And I was like, all right, that's pretty cool. Looking at their interface, you know, it's designed pretty well. It's not like the best I've ever seen, but it's not that bad. Monetized bot. And this is more info about the monetized bot and how they have you ever been researching a product online for days or weeks and afterwards you see a Facebook ad and banner ads for related products? We are responsible for a large portion of those ads. Okay. Okay. Is that true? All right, let's swing up to the home of this dashboard because they had some like question and answers down at the bottom. Or where were they? Oh, right here. And I thought it was pretty cool. How does the lending platform work? The Monetize platform uses the Monetize bot to generate this return. Well, I mean, it doesn't see, it's not telling us anything. So this is what I'm saying. Just get started, simply deposit either. Whoa, what do you mean to get started? How does it use the Monetize bot? See, I don't know. Holding coins, what can I expect? What is pay-per-click web traffic? All right, so I did read this a little bit earlier. They kind of go into, they use their bot to do pay-per-click traffic, and each click that they convert on an advertisement is profit for them. That gets paid to them like a fraction of a cent, and they have thousands of partners like this. And that's what they're saying right here. And that's what apparently their monetized bot does, and where the revenue comes from. It's just that I don't see any like proof of that. I just see a whole bunch of jargon about it. So maybe when this thing starts, they'll be able to provide some proof. I think I saw something about anonymity here. If this is a real company, then why are you anonymous? Excellent question. We would love to show you the business behind Monetize Coin. We are very proud of our technology and what we have achieved. While we believe it is a legitimate and fascinating way for a company to raise money from investors the world over, the legality of ICO funding model is still untested. The Monetize team feel that cryptocurrency should remain anonymous and free from the regulation of any one central government. All right, way to use the whole basis of crypto in your thing, and I kind of get this. You know, I've worked with some people who wanted to do an ICO for their company, which was a totally legit company, and you don't want to get tangled up in like the hassle from like state laws or regulation, or what kind of like what does that mean for taxation and stuff like that. I actually was in a webinar on Monday or Tuesday of this week, and they were talking about how to do an ICO with Regulation A or Regulation D and all this stuff, and whether or not the token represents a security or whether or not it represents a utility. And mostly these companies in the U.S. aren't doing it like that, but the ones that are prohibited from U.S. Clientele usually are doing it like that, which is why they're restricted, because they have some liability. So this is all grains of salt to take it with. Basically, to me, it's looking like a run-of-the-mill Ponzi, but it has a lot of people behind it, so I do believe it will be successful for like initially and probably for several months. Let's check out now let's go on the back end. Let's check out who the domain is registered to and for how long. This is monetizecoin.com. Registrar name Cheap Incorporated. I find this often among ICOs, like they just picked up a domain name on the cheap and on the super fast. It's registered for 10 years, so they didn't just get one for 1 year. It expires in 2027, so that's pretty good. It's on Cloudflare like all these places are to prevent DDoS attacks. They paid for the guarded registration, so we can't see who they are. Panama, who knows? That's probably just the PO box for this protected address. It's probably not even really where they're based out of. So that's all to remain anonymous. And like I say, that's just another flag for being a Ponzi scheme. And if you do a little bit of research on here, and it's illegal to promote a Ponzi scheme, by the way. A lot of these YouTubers don't know that. They're promoting like all these places, and they like BitConnect, and it turns out to be a Ponzi and it's shut down. It's actually illegal to promote Ponzi's. So I'm not even promoting it. I'm just saying it looks like a Ponzi to me. That's all I'm saying. And whatever you do with that information, that's up to you. Most people probably just wouldn't get into it, or if you're trying to make a quick buck, that probably will. So there's a couple websites here about whether or not it's a Ponzi. This is behindmlm.com. And basically, long story short, they're like, yeah, not buying it. They say we're a real company a million times on the website. These guys are most likely a Ponzi scheme. This other website, conclusion. In case you had any doubts, Monetize Coin uses its website to state that it's a real company with the real business with millions of real dollars in revenue. Long story short, red flags, probably a Ponzi scheme. So take that with a grain of salt. You can get involved if you want to. I will provide a link just for your own pleasure. You don't have to sign up. You don't have to buy anything. I'm going to be buying in just to see what goes on. And honestly, I wouldn't recommend anything other than the pump and dump if you were to take that risk. You know what I mean? Onto that same notion, there's other ones like Lendex coin. I'll just swing into that real quick, trying to save a little bit of time here. Here's the Lendex coin program. I don't even need to go too far into it because it's essentially the same thing we just looked at. They have lending with the automated trading bot, earn up to 48% a month. Like, do they even mention what kind of bot it is up here? All right, they'll probably mention it soon. Trading, price fluctuation will allow you to earn profit while trading. Buy low, sell high. They literally say that on the website. Mining, 2 LDX per block mined. staking, hold for a minimum of 10 days to start earning interest on it. Look at this roadmap though. Set out to make the most transparent, user-friendly lending platform the world has ever seen. So far, no indication of what the lended money is used for. So this is 100%. I mean, I can't say 100%, but to me, there's hella red flags on here that look like a Ponzi scheme as well. Let's see if we can do a who is lookup. What is this? Lendex. Is it .co? Yeah. Let's see here. This is awesome. How popular it is type stuff. Domain authority NA. Yep. Well, hosted in Montreal. Okay. That's interesting. All right. Well, who knows? Who knows? Supposedly they do things right in Canada. Some people say. Who knows? Who knows? I'm personally not going to be involved in this one. Look at their lending program, daily volatility rate. So they're saying they're using a volatility bot, just like Monetize was talking about. They're talking about the competition using these bots, and they're like, yeah, we don't believe it, we don't buy it. So they basically just shouted them out and said that we don't buy your plan. And like I said, I'm not really super buying it either, honestly. Like, I'm not even getting involved with this one. I'm getting a little bit involved with Monetize because they're trying to be as transparent as possible while being anonymous, and they have so much force behind them. Like, they have such a following behind them. Their ICO is selling out in seconds, and then they're keeping it at 35 cents. Yeah, I can afford, don't put in anything you can't afford to lose when you're getting into something like this, because to me, it looks like a Ponzi scheme, and 35 bucks is not a huge risk to see if it is or if it isn't. And if it turns out that they're actually legit and they're using the money for what they say they're using it for, and things just go well, then more power to them. I'm just telling you right here what I'm personally thinking. So Lendex, I'm kind of thinking the same thing. Look at their dashboard. I signed up. You can see I'm here. Crypto Logic. I haven't deposited anything. Unlike the monetized wallet, you can see that I had 80 cents for one LDX. Starts in 10 days. Let's check out the wallet. Withdrawals. Can we withdraw anything? Whoops. What's going on here? Alright, let's say withdraw. Withdraw function will be activated at the end of the ICO. So they're going to lock your money up until whenever the ICO ends in late February or March. It hasn't even started yet. It doesn't start till February 1st. So, yeah, I personally didn't like that, so I washed my hands of it immediately. So do with that what you will. I'll leave a link to it if you want to. I'm not going to even be dealing with it though. So you can use my referral if you want to. I think there's like some type of bonus for both of us, but I honestly won't even be logging into this. Next up, I want to just swing over to BitAi. BitAi literally has AI in the title, and they say that they have an AI bot. Now I'm signed up with them. I got in a little bit late. You can see I have a few coins right there in my BitAi wallet. My little reference code, back in the day. I believe that they potentially do have a bot because they're updating us on the BitConnect situation. They're staying in contact. That was on the 18th, 3 days ago. And 5 days prior to that, they're talking about, here's a sneak peek of our arbitrage AI. This is something I haven't seen from any of the other ICOs. They haven't posted any information regarding their technology, any proof that they even have the technology, no screenshots or anything. But these guys have. So let's click on it. I mean, I'm loving it. I'm loving it. Let's make that a little bit bigger. I'll blow this up for you guys. Boom, 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 boom. I mean, that doesn't look that big. Oh, there we go. Alright, I can see that they're trading. Now, it's a little blurry, but I can see that they're trading amongst a bunch of different exchanges here. They're checking different volatility levels over here from Bitfinex, GDAX, Bitstamp, OKCoin. I mean, it looks kind of cool to me. I mean, they're doing something. Whether or not the thing actually works, they're saying that it works. We haven't seen it yet because they're still developing it, and that's exactly what our money went towards. But they're showing it. They're showing it to us. I'm liking it. So that's kind of why I personally believe in BitAi, and I don't think that it is a Ponzi scheme. I don't think every lending program is a Ponzi scheme. I just think that there's a lot that try to fake it until they make it because they get in over their head. They have like 3 guys behind it, and just 3 guys, one of which probably not even a developer, can't develop a lending program with an AI bot of that scale, no matter how much they like studied overnight or something like that. Is there anything else? This is the Lendex thing. Oh yeah, this is the Lendex who is. I had it pulled up a little earlier. Registered on GoDaddy. That's not bad, but it expires next year in November. So they're not planning on staying around for that long, folks. Lendex, I told you, red flag number 500. Registration is private. Yeah, domains by proxy. Yeah, proxy is in Arizona. They're not actually in Arizona. We had something telling us Canada earlier. There'll probably be another proxy. So they want to remain anonymous too. So anyway, quick rundown. We have Monetize, which says they're not a Ponzi, and they might not be. They say that their money is funding their actual project. They just want to remain anonymous because, you know, of the borderline situation that we're in right now with the US government and cryptocurrency. And I kind of do understand that. I'm invested with them. We'll see where it goes. We had Lendex pop up. In my opinion, totally a Ponzi. They're not saying anything about their technology. It's all about the lending and the trading, and you can even mine their coin. Up next, we have BitAi. I do believe that they have an AI. They actually showed us proof of it, and we went over that. And then there was LoopX. We'll see what they have. I think they're going to do well because of their marketing strategy, which is genius. We're all behind it. Literally everyone was behind it. People were mad when they couldn't get the coins. So I'll put a link down to the things that are relevant below the video. Tell me what you think. Which ones do you think are scams, or bring up ones that you want to see reviewed. I'll check out the who is. I'll look at the HTML code or the PHP code, see what kind of framework they're running, see if it's WordPress or if it's something more sophisticated. Just check it. I'll check it out, and I'll get back to you guys and tell you what I think. Until next time, be safe with your money. Don't invest anything that you can't lose. Crypto Logic, I'm out of here.